Colour Junction is a creative community venture which seeks to bring people together through the exploration of natural dyes. It is run by myself, a natural dye artist, and by local gardener and designer Rael Rawlinson from Flourish Garden Design. Natural dyes are dyes which can be extracted from plant materials such as root, bark, berries, leaves and flowers, and can be used to dye natural fibres such as cotton, linen, wool, silk and paper. They're great to work with for small-scale craft and fashion projects as they are accessible and low cost and much kinder to the environment than synthetic dyes. I've been working with natural dyes for the past couple of years and I have found that the process of creating the dye itself is just as exciting as the final outcome. There's something very satisfying and therapeutic about using foraged or waste material or plants you have grown yourself to create colour. The desire to share the enjoyment and skills of the craft and open up a conversation in the local area surrounding a more sustainable approach to dyeing that connects us to our local landscape and each other is what inspired me to start the Colour Junction project. For our first and current project, we've teamed up with the Comfrey Project, a lush northeastern charity that supports refugees through a range of creative and gardening activities. We received a grant of £1,000 from the National Lottery Community Fund to run a series of 4 face-to-face workshops around plants, dye process and fibres. The first of these had been scheduled for the beginning of April, but we soon realised we were going to need to rethink our plans due to the coronavirus. It became apparent quite quickly that the volunteers who usually stay connected and inspired through activities at the Comfrey Project were now feeling quite isolated and lacking in creative direction, so we wanted to respond to this. Instead of the planned workshops, we're now attempting to create a small remote dye garden. We have arranged and delivered 15 growing packs for interested volunteers. They included dye plant seeds, which were kindly donated by Nature's Rainbow in Hitchin, as well as plant pots, compost and illustrated instructions. We've also set up a WhatsApp group to stay connected. We are growing 7 different dye plants, which produce a range of coloured dyes. Each person has one type of dye plant seed to grow, and we are sharing growing advice and updates via our WhatsApp group, as well as other small dye projects that people can try at home. So far, the engagement is good and the project is going well. People are sharing updates of their plants and other activities, asking questions and giving advice to each other. We are trying to focus on clear messages and visual communication as much as possible to help with the language barrier. The nature of the project is that it is experimental and we will continue to react to the feedback from the group and the situation as it progresses. If growing goes well, we will share harvesting and dyeing tips later in the season and aim to create a shared artwork from dyed materials as a memento of the project in this strange time. The main aim for now is to keep people connected and engaged. We hope to continue to support the Comfrey Project in their activities, and we are also keen to find further opportunities for collaboration. So we would love to hear from you if you feel that there's a way that we could join forces.